Just a clap in front of your face, please, Paul.
Old Trafford, a true legend. Let's hear it, Paul Scholes.
Day after, still nervous, knocked on his door. And
yesterday's performance was abject.
And Mick, obviously, because the squad was struggling, the team was struggling, he said,
I'm thinking of coming back to play. And he said, great, straight away. He said, let me ring David Gill and we'll sort your contract out.
Paul Scholes makes his return for Manchester United.
What made you want to stay with this club and only this club?
It's the best club. I'm from Manchester. As long as I've been here and the managers want me to stay here, then that's enough for me.
Paul Scholes, a 19-year-old local lad, on for his Premier League debut.
He was talented, but at the time he was so thin and so... You didn't really think much of him. You didn't look at him and think, oh, that's going to be the best midfield player in the next 20 years in this country.
I just remember being very nervous on the day before the game, and I think we found out the day before that I'd be playing.
Plenty of movement, including Scholes, who scores just 10 minutes into his debut.
But Paul actually joined us as a striker. When he came into the team, he was always off the front with Cantona or with Hughes, and his career from then on has been fantastic.
the trouble wasn't really spoke of that much until probably beat Arsenal in the semi-final of the FA Cup. So you know what a great team Arsenal were, and then that led to the final of the FA Cup. And then
sets up Paul Scholes, step back to Sheringham, 1-0. Scholes, it's 2. Paul Scholes has got their second goal, and the treble moves ever closer.
Let me read you this bit of the book, okay? I don't mean to demean or criticise any of the great or very good footballers who played for me during my 26-year career at United, but there were only 4 who were world class: Cantona, Giggs, Ronaldo and Scholes.
How good was Scholes? I mean...
I promise you, Joe, before we're going to start, he's the only player Sir Alex Ferguson never gave a hairdryer. He dictated the tempo. You know how many times Ferguson was telling us, you are stupid, ignorant, just pass the ball to Scholes. Scholes controlled the game.
Scholes! What a goal! Oh, and that's a cracking goal from Scholes!
Everything else is sensational. Everything. Passing, technique, control.
Scholes! This is Scholes. Oh, what a way to finish! A screamer from Paul Scholes.
Did you enjoy your England time, or did you not enjoy your England time?
Yeah, I love playing for England.
And to try and find 3 of them into the same 2, Scholes actually was the one that had to be sacrificed because Paul Scholes was poor. No, but I mean, what I'm saying is...
I mean, from my perspective, in your England career, you used, certainly when I was there, you used on the left, weren't you? Was that a source of frustration for you? Because...
No, I don't think it was that frustrated, Joe, to be honest, because obviously you had Stephen and Frank as well, two brilliant players, 2 brilliant centre midfielders that Sven said.
Probably like myself, Lampard and Scholes, we're all different. But because we're attacking 8, people debate it more than any other debate in the world, which I understand.
I've never allowed time, and you don't get it in such a level.
Anyway, you just thought, that's it, you know, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't playing well, and when you're not playing well, you're 80.
He did retire from international football at only 29 years of age and more or less failed to leave his mark on the national team.
Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes.
Who's the best?
Naturally, Scholes was unbelievable, wasn't he? At England, he done things that I've not seen many players do. He was incredible, but I would still say Lamps.
Paul Scholes. I have to go with Paul Scholes. And I love Stevie G, but I have to go with Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes was just a head in his head. He was making them tick. He was making United tick. Every time we were playing them, we needed to find a way to stop him.
More respect for Andy, Stephen, more respect, but Paul Scholes is my favorite one.
Yeah? Why?
I love it. I think he had everything. But the other 2, come on, Frank and Steven Gerrard changed this. But Paul Scholes is my favorite.
You played with Scholes?
With Scholes and against,
I'm envious.
Unbelievable. He could do everything. I mean, the one thing I suppose was tackle. Other than that,
he would tackle, but he would miss time.
Scholes special. The reducer.
Scholes now. 2 and then follows through on Zabaleta. Paul Scholes.
was so also nasty on the pitch.
Oh, he was.
Sometime in training.
But he's got the worst tackle in football history.
He can't tackle. I will tell you a story that he's clumsy. He can't tackle.
Final question, the most important one. Can you tackle?
Of course I can, yeah. There's plenty of evidence of being able to tackle.
Going back to you played in the 2008 game against Barcelona. And you scored, obviously.
The same as you. I just couldn't believe it was happening.
As far as Scholes. Scholes hits one! Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Paul Scholes! And Old Trafford has exploded here.
Paul Scholes was unbelievable. This man could do everything. It says he was a good passer. Listen, Paul Ince was a great player, very good player. Paul Scholes was on another planet.
Genius. Sums him up perfectly. So many wonderful memories. So many wonderful compliments. One wonderful and unique player.
I think he's the best midfield player United have had here at Old Trafford in the history that I've been here. All the qualities, great passing of the ball, great football brain, not the best of tacklers.
Old Trafford, Paul Scholes.
I can only thank these fans for the last 16, 17 years. They've been great to me. And I just hope I give them a few decent memories.
Old Trafford, a true legend. Let's hear it, Paul Scholes.
Manchester United's most humiliating defeat, potentially of all time. That
at Old Trafford, funnily enough. Yesterday's performance was abject.
One thing we should talk about that I guess would have been influenced by your relationship with Sir Alex is your return from retirement. How did that come about?
What happened? First team was struggling. I spoke to Phil Neville and Gary Neville about it. I was nervous about doing it. And Mick, obviously, because the squad was struggling, the team was struggling, he said, I think it's a great idea, go and see the manager. It's all right, Mick think it's a great idea. Does the manager think it's a great idea? So day after, still nervous, knocked on his door and said, look, I'm thinking of coming back to play. And he said, great, straight away. He said, let me ring David Gill and we'll sort your contract out. And the manager says, look, we just won't tell anybody, we'll keep it secret. And the manager said, just come to the hotel and act as if you're a coach, really.
Paul Scholes makes his return for Manchester United. What a story.
That'd have been even funnier if Paul Scholes had come on for Ryan Giggs, wouldn't it?
Paul's United career had ended on 676 appearances. Well, it's resumed.
To sort some boots out, I had to go down to the local shop and buy a pair of... You didn't? A pair of cheap hoop jets. I didn't have a sponsor, I didn't have a tie. We couldn't let Nike know because it'd be obvious, so I was coming back. So I didn't know at the time, but the boots I got were a little bit of a rip-off, I think.
So you just went down to your local sports show and bought some boots to bring your Man United comeback?
Yeah.
Rooney with a second chance, and there's Scholes! What a story! 2 years after his last Old Trafford goal, 6 months after he retired, Paul Scholes scores for United again.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing when Paul Scholes was on the sideline about to come into the game. Retired, finished, great career.
We use the term legend loosely, but regardless how it panned out, you know, either Sir Alex Ferguson asked him or he came in. Obviously, you get a bump like you would not believe. He's free. He can play in any competition possible.
Let's talk about Paul Scholes. Did you know he scored on his Manchester United debut?
Return for Scholes.
His 100th appearance.
It might just finish.
300th.
Scholes.
400th.
Scholes with a header.
500th.
Scholes.
And even 700th appearance.
And as far as Scholes, legend Paul Scholes on his 700th appearance for Manchester United gives the Reds the lead.
Let the party begin. Manchester United are champions once again.
Fast forward once more to 2013 after one more Premier League triumph, and this time he was serious. A few months shy of his 39th birthday, for the second and final time, he hung up his boots.
I just want to pay tribute to Paul Scholes, who retires today. He's unbelievable. One of the greatest players this club has ever had or ever will have. Paul, we wish you a good retirement. I know you'll be around annoying me.
I know now in my head that I've gone as far as I possibly can physically.
It all ends for Paul Scholes on 717 appearances, 155 goals, countless great memories and 20 major trophies.
Just what a wonderful player. What a wonderful player.
I think this is it, yeah. Well, I'm sure this is it. It's not probably been the season I would have liked to have gone out on, but no, I think this will be the end again.
The curtain comes down, but the trophy goes up.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah.